I'm gonna cry.
No, you'll be okay.
They kind of surprised me. The most miserable have-not of Big Brother history. Please, 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 please. I've been through a lot in my life already. I don't want to do this.
Hello and good evening, a late evening, if I might add. Here it is Thursday, August 18th, 2022. We just finished watching the Week 6 2-hour Eviction episode, an episode like no other, Jaemeel, here on Big Brother 24, covering here on Super Mader Brothers Podcasting, streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You may be listening to us on the audio version. We were up, Jaemeel, for 2 hours. I'm Dave Mader, by the way. Going with Jaemeel Robinson to break this down for you guys. We saw the beginning of this new twist.
You see what I'm getting ready for? Look.
Is it fairy dust? Is it chuffa?
No,
Where are you going?
There you go. PU.
PU.
What a stinker of an episode.
Yeah, this is my expression. As it was Turner for this episode tonight. This was kind of lacking, Jaemeel. I guess
waste of time. We did not learn anything really new. I shouldn't say that. We did learn some things new in the first hour and change that they wasted. But yes, Mary Bass says, let me start out by saying this was crap.
This was crap. I'm with you, Mary.
Yep.
I don't think you can deny this. This was a letdown. Now, okay. First of all, I do want to say that let's go on a positive thing. I was glad, very happy to see the live audience back tonight.
I thought of you. I thought of you when I heard the first set of claps.
I thought of me too. It was great. It was quite the moment. It was. It made the whole interview with Indy. I don't know if it would have been different or not, but I would gauge to say yes because I felt like she had a different energy about it. It was.
I felt cheated though, because we just had 2 eliminations that I wanted a live audience for, and then we get it for this one.
Yeah, this was why was this recently? Why was it decided that this would be the time to do it? Is there anything? Does it have anything to do with the fact that this was a 2-hour episode? The fact that if they were going to do a live audience again, maybe they wanted more time to play with. Perhaps they're less practiced at doing these more I guess
disagree. I disagree.
I'm just theorizing. I don't even know if I have a position here. I'm just saying. I'm not sure what. Why did we get this? I guess I'm speculating because why did we get this result tonight, Jaemeel? Why did we get this 2-hour episode that was like normally we get a veto ceremony and meeting on the Wednesday episode, right? Yep. And they're like, no. We're not even going to get to that on Wednesday. Instead, we're going to spend basically an hour of this first hour of this 2-hour Thursday episode getting to what happened at the veto meeting. And would Kyle use it or not use it? And well, I think that there was some interesting intrigue and some of the more the dynamics within this leftovers alliance, which is I guess is what they were trying to explain to us in this. I don't think I needed it. I don't think that even the casual audience needed it, but feel free to disagree. Tell me.
No, I don't disagree at all. And I feel like we're cheated because they skimped out on Kyle and Alyssa's relationship, right? There was a reason why Kyle was adamant about not voting Alyssa off because of how much of a scumbag he would appear to be if he hit it and quit it. And why was Turner seemingly the only person who was consistently by his side? Is because Turner knew that they did it. So, and he's like, yeah, that would be scummy if she was voted out right after, right?
Right.
What the show kind of did a good example of is detailing how it wasn't just Taylor going rogue about this whole put up Alyssa thing. There was Michael and Brittany were telling her to do it. Joseph was telling her to do it. Monty was telling her to do it. So she was being like, oh, okay, well, yeah, if everyone is agreeing to it, then we should do it, right?
Right.
Live feeds, what I missed is Taylor actually did agree with Kyle, was fine, not Kyle, sorry, with Joseph for a bit and go, you know what, maybe we should just get Jasmine out, which would have been like, just would have been great. But then Joseph changed her mind back to Alyssa again, right? And that's what kept happening. She just kept on getting her mind changed back to Alyssa.
Taylor
right?
did.
Taylor did.
Right.
From Joseph, from Monty as well.
A lot of different. She's being pulled in a few different directions by different members of her alliance.
We see this week was hard, was messy, but it could have been a lot smoother if Michael and Brittany weren't trying to, pit the sides against each other.
Right. Okay. And so we got a lot of that, right? We got a lot of like who is not with who in this alliance, what was going on, who was, like how much of this plan from Taylor to get out Alyssa because of the trip thing and how Kyle thought it was dumb and how there's a lot of different interests that work within this 7-person alliance, especially now that they're down to 10 people and 7 of the 10 of the final 10 here are in it. So of course they're going to not necessarily like, oh, well, we'll just got these next 3 and then the best man or woman will survive. You got to be thinking they're a little bit ahead of this, right? And so interesting. Okay, this other thing, Jaemeel, the split, the biggest twist ever. I can't believe that they did this 2-hour episode and they don't even tell us like who was in which side.
It's garbage. Just
like
it felt so cheated.
Like they got through the whole HOH competition, right? Which, this is always a fun one where you have to go and battle in some thing and then you get to choose who goes against who.
But they had more than enough time to show the HOH and also the split.
And also beyond that, I think that like they gave the house guests a lot of time to talk about this, absorb what was going to happen here, because like Julie comes on and she explains this very slowly and very methodically, right? And then like they get to go out, there's a commercial break, they come back and they go through the competition, so they've had all this time to think about it. Then like Michael's the indoor HOH. He that's the HOH supreme who gets like the luxuries of the indoors. And then so Terrence as runner up in this competition becomes the second HOH.
DJ Showtime.
Right? So but then shouldn't they? I feel like they should be sequestered from each other as quickly as possible. But it seems like I don't know how soon that this will happen. Like, how do they get? They didn't even tell us how they're going to determine who gets to go where.
Schoolyard pick them.
But who, like the 2 HOHs get to schoolyard pick?
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Is that good? Is that what you like to see?
Terrible. I
don't think that's what I want.
You could game that system so easily. It's ridiculous.
I think it would have been interesting, like when they brought them back after this indie eviction tonight. I think it would have been like when they brought all 10 of them in and they were sitting down on the 2 couches, 5 on each couch. I think it would have been interesting to say you randomly sat like this, the U5 and the U5. You are now the 2 sides, and then we'll do some kind of a competition where there's a thing, because it was interesting. They all competed against each other here. You didn't compete just within your group of 5 for this HOH specifically. So I don't know if I guess this is good enough a way to do it, but I feel like there was missed opportunities here, and I also feel like
the bag, so it's absolutely random.
Well, Debbie's saying, okay, if maybe she's on with you, Jaemeel. This is a schoolyard pick, perhaps. Who do you think that Michael and Terrence would pick first? Who are their respective first picks? And Michael would get the first pick.
No, Terrence should get the first pick.
No, Michael's the supreme HOH. He won the overall.
So he has the advantage of inside. So Terrence, being the second person, the loser, gets first, right? And then Michael gets and they should do a snake as well. Terrence goes first, have it as a snake, so Michael gets the second last pick.
Well, no, I'm not. I don't think that's what they will do. I think what they will do is give Michael the first pick. So let's
gonna have both advantages then.
Yes. He won. He beat Terrence head to head.
He goes inside. He gets a bathroom.
I know, but he doesn't like he gets more reward. I think is what knowing Big Brother
more than enough.
But you might be correct. So we'll play it up both ways, right? Well, in case Michael and Terrence would both want the same player potentially in a scenario where they would draft the same person first to their side. Like, if you're coming from either of their perspectives, are you thinking you're going to draft a target, or are you going to draft somebody who is an ally, somebody who might win the veto for you or might vote the way you want? What do you base this first pick on?
You're safe this week, so let's see. The person who wins the veto.
Mary agrees with me. Michael will go first.
Okay.
Okay.
No, she agrees with you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I realize. But sorry, what was our train of thought here?
The person whoever wins the veto is the person who technically can choose who does the vote. So
right. You're going to draft an ally, is what you're saying here. In all likelihood, if you're Michael, would he say, okay, Brittany?
I guess you could, Brittany. You won't be able to protect her though. That's the thing.
Okay, then he'll draft Kyle.
Kyle is a good choice.
Kyle's okay. So Michael will choose Kyle. I'm on board with this, perhaps. And then Terrence is going to. I don't know what Terrence would do. I think Terrence is likely to pick somebody he thinks is an ally.
Not Jasmine, and Jasmine will be pissed at him because Jasmine won't want to be
outside all week in the heat.
No, why do you do that?
It's gonna be hot out there all week, isn't it?
It's gonna be hot out there, and it's away from the kitchen too.
Yeah,
who knows what muffins will be unattended?
It'll be like a camping trip for them out there. What if it rains? Are they gonna be all right?
Sure. What? They can't handle a little bit of rain?
I guess they'll have the pool, and and the other people are just gonna be cooped up in the house. They won't be able to get any outdoor time.
All the dude bros are gonna be like, I can feel my muscles waning.
Yeah, did they not get to bring the dumbbells in? Or do those have to stay outside?
Like, psst, sneak one in.
Yeah.
Okay. So I say
Mary's saying she would pick the person that would win the veto. Somebody who is a competitor. And
so Kyle,
and somebody you could work with.
So Kyle.
Kyle. But let's say Terrence can't pick Kyle because Kyle is drafted. So you might pick Jasmine, but let's say he has an epiphany and he's not going to pick Jasmine.
Okay.
Would he pick
Monty.
Taylor?
Monty.
Do you know that Monty's last name is Taylor?
That's why I guess Taylor looked at him. He looked at Taylor. They like, what's your name? Monty. What's your name? Taylor. We could never be. We could never be. Taylor.
Well, because they got married. She'd be Taylor. If she assumed his name, that'd be the greatest.
Great signature. See, there you go, Debbie. Right on.
The things Terrence will pick Monty in this competition. Okay, well, sure, maybe. Yeah, Mary's on board with this too. Okay, so what else in this episode? Okay, there's a lot that happened in this though, more than just the thing here. There was everything to do with Kyle early on in the first hour, right?
Yes. Way too
He's
much.
mad. There's different conversations with the alliance. Between here with Taylor and Joseph and Michael at different points here in this episode, talking about what they want, how they're going to get Kyle on board, the merits of things. We also had a whole segment tonight, Jaemeel, with the different competition punishments. There were several segments actually, and that's part of the reason that this episode was so hard. I think that we need to talk about our trauma. We need to talk about what we watched because I'm okay with the segment for Indy is like the punk rocker lady or Terrence is getting the tattoos, but I don't need a 3-part installment in these segments, right? Like Terrence is alone. was insane. It like they had to show me him putting on all 182. Plus, there was also everything to do with Indy, where she was banging drums and yelling songs and whatever else.
Because she, like, let's say she even had the talent to play the drums, sing, or play the guitar. She can't play them because those would be copyrighted songs and they wouldn't be able to air them.
No, yeah, they don't have the royalty rights.
Yes.
And we also had Taylor and Joseph tethered to each other, putting on some accents here, if you can call them that. Well, Taylor's New York accent. I don't know how I would grade that.
I could understand what she said, so it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, and then and Joseph's British accent.
Straight trash. Bollocks.
Bollocks. Worse, better or worse than Jasmine's?
Jasmine has a good Captain Corelli's mandolin / Kentucky Fried Southern accent.
I've never been out of the country. I've always wanted to go to London. I want some fish and chips. What's two bites like you doing up so late, eh? Oh, go for tea. No, I really don't know much about London.
Wow.
No. Yeah. Okay. And so there was all these things, but Jaemeel, it went on for a good while. Okay. Like I think the first segment starts about 13 minutes in, and we're and they intercut a little bit with the strategy sections, but we are still talking about what was the fallout from the veto episode. Well into it wasn't until like the second hour that we even started the vote, and even once we had the vote start, there was commercials. It took like for 10 people. No, it was less than that. It was like, what was the vote tonight? 8-1, right? So 9 people voted. Mm-hmm. Like it just was so long, and I feel like there was like they could have done more here. With
no, it's 8-1. No,
8-1, right?
No, you're wrong. You're
7-1.
Right. It's
right.
9-1. Because it's there's 10 people left, so that means there was 11 people. So 2 people on the block plus the HOH, so that means there was 8. So 7-1.
I should have this at my fingertips here.
It's 7-1.
7-1.
Yeah.
7 of 8 votes. So
yeah.
7-1. You're right. Okay.
I don't work out
we cleared that up. Worked that out. Okay. So there we go. Mary's it was 7-1. Guys, yeah, and like okay, but it felt so long. It felt like 100-1, right? Especially once it was mathematically done and Indy was gone. Was this like the right move this week? Getting Indy out. Was Terrence any better of an evictee here?
Was Indy going to win that competition?
Was Indy going to win that competition?
Or come close in that competition?
I don't know. Maybe she's like it's not a language based competition, so all she has to do is find the word veto, right? Well, it's kind of language, but it's just an I Spy. If she's got good, strong powers of observation, who knows? She might have done. Terrence, who would have thought he'd do so well in this?
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't have his have his glasses on his tip of his bridge of his nose, just going like this. I think he's in C.
Yeah, don't you worry about him. He's where's my dude?
DJ Showtime always has a couple of tricks up his sleeve.
Showtime. Yeah, but it's okay. So there's the eviction itself. As soon as it's the votes read, Indy tears off her helmet and all her things, and then she proceeds to give everyone the hugs as she's going out here. But she then gives a kind of a speech on the way out. Not since maybe Kylan was invoking about Kobe, Jaemeel, that I think that we've had such a long speech after getting evicted, and this was the first night that they have the live audience back. On top of it, right? So the live audience is sitting there listening to her saying, like, you're all my friends, but I still mad at you, and you're gonna regret this later on, and understand that this was a dumb move to make. And that's my recollection of the sentiment she shared. And feel free to interject if I'm missing anything.
No, but it was pointless and a lot of rambling. You're absolutely correct.
Right. They had
Julie Chen just started going, Kylan, I mean, Indy,
yeah.
please leave.
See if I got that back there. No fresh clips tonight, so I gotta go back in HIJ.
I don't think there's that much like awesome clips this week. I was kind of just done with it.
The first I was liking things in like the first hour. There were some good jokes and moments, and then it was sort of like it was going downhill as I was just losing interest in what was going on with like who are we targeting? Kyle fighting the rest of the alliance, the talking about the death of the leftovers, but it hasn't happened yet, and we'll see how this week plays out. I think this is
a party.
Yaz's okay. That's one thing we didn't talk about was Yaz's birthday party. That was quite a segment in the episode. What do you think of that?
I didn't care. I honestly didn't.
Two things you admire about me, Jaemeel. Go. It's just like tell me two things you love about me.
I love the way that you clean, and because your room is absolutely spotless and immaculate and very symmetrical. And two, I like your ability to color coordinate, your organized nature. I can. There's a multitude of things I appreciate about you, Dave.
Right. Okay. Well, Turner was a little more hard pressed to define things, and thank you, by the way. He was like, "Well, you're. I love that how unique you are, and I love that we were festy besties together." That was his other one.
Come on, it's like I can't think of anything about you at all.
It was dumb. It was like the episode.
Just like the episode, exactly. And they'd even put the whole fight between Turner and Yasmin as well.
Oh, coming in with a hot take, Jeff Mader on his birthday for another 30 minutes.
You should not, if you watch this episode, they owe you an apology. I feel mad. It
wasn't a good birthday episode. Yeah, you're right. It was kind of interesting. I did like the twist at the end, but we'll get to that, I guess.
We talked a little bit about that. We just got to in terms of our recap, talking about Yaz's birthday.
What's her birthday? Is it the 16th or 17th?
It was on Wednesday.
So it was the day before 17th.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, and she was like, "I can't be nominated on my birthday week." And if you can sell that to people, I guess all the power to you. You can get people to, I think that's more like people are just gonna nominate you to spite you.
Jasmine is the Kaiser Soze of this season, guys. Like she's just like laying in the weeds, pretending she's hurt. Is like the frail player that nobody really wants to target, and she's just gonna end up at the end somehow, and people are gonna be like, I don't think she'll get credit, but I think maybe she should.
I think she'll just be she'll just come alive eating like that muffin,
I want 2 muffins, so I'm gonna put them bad boys in a bag and save them for later.
She's saving them for later.
If you removed like all that caricature stuff she does in the DR and stuff, and just looked at her as a player, she is actually not bad. Like actually, I think she's pretty smart strategically a lot of the times.
Bar's pretty low, Jeff.
I agree. It is pretty low, but for like a kooky character like she is in the DR, I think she actually really works as a player in the game, but she just doesn't really have a sense of the big alliance, which I don't understand. Like Daniel laid it out for everybody. What is everyone doing? I don't understand the other side of the house. Like, how did they not see
the Five Swatters?
No, like how did they not like the Jazz, Indy, Alyssa? Like
they think they have Joseph and Kyle with them.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous. Like
And speaking of which, yeah, when Indy gets evicted here, and Julie asks her, "So, do you think it was surprising that members of your alliance didn't vote to keep you and didn't use the veto on you?" And she's like, "Yeah, that kind of surprised me."
Her oblivious attitude in that, like she had no idea what was really going on in the game. Like that's what the interview laid out very quickly.
I cannot believe that people tried to get away with not talking about the alliance during the speeches, the goodbye messages, and Michael's like, "We were in alliance together," and names all the people, and she's like, "What?"
Yeah, it was great.
Oh my gosh! So Michael's doing a Kevin. He's totally
He's doing
outing. Yeah.
a Josh Martinez where he's gonna lay out to everybody the alliance, right?
Yes, and Jeff, Mary wished you a happy birthday.
Thank you, Mary. It's much appreciated.
Happy birthday, she says.
Happy.
Yeah. So okay, just like there was a lot of different things, Jeff, we were getting into here, but yeah, like let's just on this whole eviction here with Indy, which I don't have any sound bites of tonight because we're on here late. But yeah, it was like she can't tell her like, oh, there's a big alliance, but Michael tells in the goodbye messages like, well, I'm in this big alliance, whatever, and then. Julie says, well, what do you think what Michael just said there? And he's like, I already knew, but did I? So basically what I think Indy was saying was, I didn't really know for sure, but in my mind, I kind of thought maybe that was possible. But I'm sure you have many different theories that go through your head in that house. And so this was probably just one of them. Right. So she seemed a little bit blindsided by that. The fact that had she processed like Joseph and Kyle really were never with her.
I think tonight, guys, proved though that she was actually, in my opinion, the wrong person to evict. They should have evicted Terrence. Because look, Terrence ended up becoming second in that competition. And Jazz was right there too. I think they underestimate these players because they're not like athletes, but like they're actually really good at the parlor games. Really, really good. If they get in the right situation.
There's enough chance. And when you have so little people on the opposite side, there's going to be so many people they can take a shot at, right? When they get power.
Yeah, like I thought it was really Indy to me would not have won that competition or come second.
Thank you.
But Terrence did. And I think he played like 3 or 4 times. Like he had
he had to go quite a few times, and he survived it a bunch of times. Showtime.
Hard time.
Terrence, he's all the way down in the T's, guys. It takes so long to get down there. Sometimes here it's Showtime. DJ Showtime.
All that work.
Hope it was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Okay, the twists, guys. Them splitting them into half here. Kyle was floored here when this announcement was made. Jeff, do you like this twist?
Yeah, I love it. I think it's perfect. I think Big Brother needs to do more of this kind of stuff.
Schoolyard Pick'em?
I like this. I like the way. I don't know about the Pick'em, but I like the fact that they're kind of doing what Survivor does a lot, where they're like, all right, merge tribe. We're doing 2 different tribes, It's kind of like that. It's the equivalent.
It's like 2 different. It's very Survivor-esque, I would say, for sure. Yeah. To do it at the final 10 here, I guess, if you want to use even more Survivor terms. And it's interesting. I think it's like I just thought it was like they gave them too much time afterwards, Jeff, to strategize. Strategize how are they going to game this? How are they going to make sure that this works out if at all? It all comes down to me as like how they determine what the splits are. Because okay, fine, Michael and Terrence are the 2 respective HOHs, but now what?
Who Jeff? Who do you think picks first?
Well, I guess Michael would because he was first. Like
that's right. Yes,
I can't believe you guys.
Well,
Terrence should
even
go
if
first.
I don't necessarily. You can maybe it would be more fair to give Terrence the first pick, but he won't get the first pick.
Yeah, like ideally Terrence should get it, but I mean, I don't think that's how the show's gonna.
No, I think I could see Michael as the attorney there going. I'm afraid that this is in bad faith.
What do you think Michael does? Does he pick Brittany? He's like, all right, I picked Brittany. I know I can protect her. Boom.
We talked about Brittany, but he can't. I don't think he might pick her last, but not first.
Wait, why can't he protect her?
Whoever wins the veto is the one that has the power to choose who gets to vote out the person who's evicted.
There's 2 votes. No,
there's only 1 vote.
No, there's 2 votes.
There's 2 votes. There's 5 people.
There's 5 people. 2 people on the block.
2 votes.
And 2 votes.
I stand corrected.
So do you pick Brittany and protect her to make sure she, you know what I mean, or do you not do that?
I would take Kyle.
I think Kyle's the guy you pick if you're the HOH. I think he's the best at competition. Seemingly, he's the best well-rounded. So, and other than Michael, I guess Okay, and by the way, let's just talk about this competition tonight because Michael was like superhuman with how fast he was. Once he didn't play for a while, but once he finally did here at the end, it was impressive. I
thought the only other person that was as fast was Jazz.
Yeah, she was pretty good too. She was taken out by Terrence.
Yeah, but if you noticed when she went against Terrence, she actually hit the button first, but I think she missed.
She missed, but he beat her not by much.
He beat her, but I think she messed up. Like I think she had it, but
yeah. But let's see if I'm checking the instant replay on the Terrence and Yaz battle here. She was very upset. Her expression here is very unhappy. You can see there. Okay, what do you guys think of this? How this competition played out? Because it was kind of fun to play at home. I think more than most of these.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was good for TV. I enjoyed searching for it. It was like, where's Waldo? It was great.
Jaemeel, did you like this?
No, I have terrible vision.
Okay. So you were like
honest.
It was difficult at times, and then once you see it, you go, "Oh yeah, there it is," right? But that was a little harder. I think the most disturbing one was the one where it was all pooches.
Yeah.
Where's
Pooch?
At home, ironing his tights.
He's in Florida. That's where he's in Florida.
He's in Florida with Florida Man.
Wrestling an alligator.
Yeah, but just back to Michael, this guy.
Yeah.
Okay, if they don't take him out soon, I
think should he be winning all these competitions all of the time? I get why he's doing it now, but man, it's
there's no way you can't see him as a threat, right?
He can't Mike Holloway the rest of the game. He can't.
Well, you can win vetoes as long as you get to play, but you need to get to final 7, 8.
Well, he's not that far up from that.
Yeah, so he needs to get
after this, you're getting the ninth and eighth person.
Yeah, so you need to make it through, and he will make it through this, and then he'll get to play in every veto. As long as you get to play in the veto, you have a chance of staying in the game.
Right. Everyone gets to play in the veto, presumably, right? It'll just be a 5-person. It's like a final 5. You got 2 final 5 situations here, and then they'll be re-merged. Now, here's the other question: will both Michael and Terrence not be eligible for HOH in the next?
They shouldn't be.
Right? Neither of them.
Neither of them should be.
Yeah.
If Taylor wasn't eligible to be the runner-up, then
neither of them can go into the next one, right? So, okay, so maybe
which is great odds for the survivor,
because after this we'll be down to the final 8. Next week we'll have 8 people left in this game instead of
8
10.
people left in this game, and
only
6 of them
could be HOH.
That's great odds. Great odds.
Yeah, that's great odds.
They should do slip and slide. We haven't seen in a while. I want to see.
We haven't seen. It's been a while. That's an endurance kind of competition. Yeah.
Slip and slide with no Terrence, so he won't be falling all over himself, and no Michael.
Yeah, it'll actually be close.
Yeah. Could Kyle take it? Right.
Yeah.
Could one of the lighter, skinnier individuals like Alyssa or Taylor?
It never happened. The slip and slide always goes to the tallest man.
Monty.
I think it would be Kyle. Kyle will win the slip and slide.
Is he going to go for the money?
No, he'll go for the prize. Kyle doesn't take his eye off the prize. He wasn't swayed by his alliance in this episode to help backdoor his own girlfriend, his own showman.
Alyssa's going to go for the money. Let's be sure.
Jeff, can I ask you that question? Earlier in the episode, much of the episode tonight was made about would Kyle backdoor his own showmans? Should he is it okay for him to put up a fight with his alliance here as he did, right? Where
Absolutely.
the HOH
He needed to do that, because if he didn't do it, then he would have just been bullied. He would have been, put in his place if he just did what they wanted. He needed to fight back. I think he actually did it pretty well, but he could have been a little bit more.
He also did it to himself, because you can't for weeks say that you're going to vote out this person, no problem, and then all of a sudden say to the group, "Yeah, it's a problem now."
Yeah,
Right.
but yes, but at the same time, it was just like there was 3 different targets this week, and it somehow ends up on Alyssa, and he has the veto, and he's like, "I'm not going to be the one to backdoor her." Like, I completely understand where he was coming from. Like, it was a big ask of Joseph and Monty and Taylor to ask him that right away.
And Michael
was more on.
He was playing both sides.
Well, he was.
Michael put Taylor on this path as well. Joseph, Michael, Monty, everyone except Turner was on board with this Alyssa plan, minus Kyle. It was Turner and Kyle.
Right. There's like a series of conversations in the episode. I'm just trying to get a good moment here. Taylor works on them, and then there's kind of like it all culminates sort of around like the pool table later on.
Which I'm like, where is everyone else? Jeez.
Yeah, not figuring things out here. Sorry. It's hard to get a great moment here.
It's very hard.
Okay, this will have to do. Why doesn't it work?
That's what Kyle said.
Okay. There. All right. Jeff, what did you think of this?
I actually thought it wasn't that bad. I thought everybody was kind of saying it was so terrible or whatever in the house. But I actually thought it was pretty entertaining, and actually, I kind of enjoyed it.
Did you want that much?
Yeah, I was fine with it. This is what Big Brother is to me. Like, sometimes they have this, and
so
if they do it well, like, I like. Sorry,
an hour dedicated to it.
Well, it wasn't like an hour.
It was an hour.
There was an hour of.
Well, if you count commercials, it's like 45 minutes.
It wasn't an hour of Sid and Nancy. Like it was.
We're talking about all the punishments.
Like it was all. Sometimes like they crossed over, Jeff, and like it would be like the indie punishment would cross over with theirs, and they would be doing a song together, or whatever. But then it was also like Terrence getting 182 tattoos, and we got to see him do all 182. Like, I couldn't believe they went to the living room. They talked to the house guests before the vote, and then they give us more segments of the tattoos. Like, how did this happen, Jaemeel?
I don't know. Well, obviously, they ran out of time, so. Lord, I don't even know what to say.
Did you like this segment, Jeff? Terrence getting all the ink.
It was fine.
Out of all 3, Indies was the best in my opinion.
Yeah, Indies was great.
That's a real punishment.
Yeah, that you could, the house guests were not enjoying the indie stuff as much,
which I was happy about.
With the whole drumming and the guitar not being really played, and then
in the middle of the all times of the day, people getting frustrated is like, oh my gosh, you better not pick me, right? Anything that just messes up the house, I'm all for as a punishment.
Yeah, whereas Taylor and Joseph was like, oh, we're just gonna go around and have fun and be in character. Yeah, so I could see how that one's kind of nice.
And both of the nominees, this is a rare one, I think. I can't remember the last time both nominees both got punishments like this.
I know. I felt so bad for both of them. I was like, oh, whoever goes home, they gotta walk out there looking ridiculous, basically.
Yeah. Indy at least took off her headpiece, whatever you want to call that.
You know,
That unitard isn't that bad.
no, there's been worse unitards, but still, I'm sure it's not what you wanted to walk out there.
What if they had been reversed? What if Terrence had gotten the unitard here and she got the ink?
Well, he would have got like a pink thing or whatever, you know? Probably.
Yeah, and she would have walked out with all these tattoos on.
She
Right.
would be covered up. I bet you.
Yeah.
I bet you she would be covered up.
Is she fortunate? If you got to go out, get evicted here, which one do you want? Which punishment do you want?
Always a unitard.
Unitard?
Yeah. The tattoos is a bit much.
Like, people aren't going to be. Oh, remember that amazing punishment with the tattoos? Oh yeah. No, people are like. There's going to be segments dedicated to unitards and musical performances on Big Brother. Like, that's what's going to be memorable. She's going to be memorable, right? I still say it. Terrence is Gen City.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a good comparison.
Gen City won a veto too. I think Gen City won a veto.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So,
Jeff, did you like Indy's speech? No. Did we talk about that?
Well,
Oh,
like before she left, like that
Yeah.
was like an hour long, and I was like, oh my god, like just leave.
She's like, I hope the lesson you've learned is the secret of life and
Yeah.
the meaning of the world.
She became like the tour guide of Never Never Land or something. It was crazy the way she was speaking.
Jeff, I wanted Shedbot to go. Indy, please come to the door. Like it was Kylan. Start calling for her.
Oh yeah, would Kobe do that?
Well, yeah, Kobe doesn't back away from a challenge.
Yeah,
so.
that's what you said.
Kobe doesn't step down from a challenge. He accepts it.
He accepts it.
Yeah. I mean, I thought the whole, Kobe thing, raising him to be a man and face challengers and stuff.
Are you talking about my nephew right now?
I'm asking about if, named after Kobe, Kobe doesn't step down from a challenge. He accepts it.
I highly suggest you stop talking about my nephew.
I think that's not really up to me. I think that if your nephew has nobody to look up to,
Him talking about Kobe.
if your nephew has nobody to look up to, that is going to figure out
Honestly,
how to raise him.
Kylan.
Julie's waiting on it. Julie's waiting on it.
Kylan.
Okay, this was like, I thought like Indy was bordering on like, Julie's going to come for you. And it will be Indy, I need you to come right now.
No, they gave her all the time she wanted. It was
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but I don't know. I kind of liked it, and I kind of didn't. I don't know. It was different. I can't remember the last time I saw something like that. Jeff, were you happy to see a live audience back?
there was an audience.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Oh my gosh, Jeff.
Well, we all get excited by different things. But yeah, the live audience was back tonight. First time since Big Brother 19, maybe, right? Or 20, I guess. Or I can't remember the last time with the last season with a live audience. What do we got? 24 now. So 22 is when Cody won, right? So I guess 21. So the first time we've had a live audience since Big Brother 21.
Yeah.
3 years. That's a significant thing tonight. The other thing we should probably just talk about is our draft update. Daryl's out, guys. He's been pooched. He had Pooch and Indy.
Poochie.
Yeah, where's my Poochie?
I don't judge.
Yeah, I don't judge. I love playing with Poochie.
I don't mind like playing with Pucci. Like I don't know if that's his thing, but I would never judge him. It's fun, and you guys really should have.
What are you talking about, Indy?
I just think about her talking about a dog named Pooch instead. Like, like
I think she's talking about his butthole, but I don't know why. Like, I love playing with Poochie. I don't judge, but it's okay. And I'm like,
that's what he's into.
Yeah, if that's what he's into, then that's what Poochie's into. Are you getting together with Poochie?
Poochie likes sniffing butts. There's no,
Anyway, Daryl is out with Indy, the first juror evicted on the 44th day, the halfway point, as Julie pointed out tonight. But Sean has Brittany and Jasmine. He's got 2 people left. Guys, I only have Monty. I don't know. We'll see. I don't.
Dave, how many people do I have left?
Jaemeel, you have 2. You have Taylor and Alyssa.
Just wondering.
That's not great, though. Taylor and Alyssa?
Yeah.
They're still in the game.
They're still in the game. That's true. Things can turn.
Yeah, but look at Jane's team. Turner and Kyle. That's a solid team.
Yeah, more likely. Better
Only
odds.
one of them would make it to the finals, not both.
Well, but
Maybe.
good chance one of them does, though. Of the 2,
Michael, Turner, Kyle, I think are the front runners right now.
Michael is the Xavier of the season. If they don't cut Michael soon, then I don't know what. But guys, there is something in the episode we didn't talk about. Kyle.
Oh, really? We didn't talk about Kyle?
Well, the whole thing with Kyle was I think a cookouts foreman.
Oh, yes.
We didn't talk about that part of the episode at all.
I think they're setting up a stage for a fall.
I think that was a little bit overblown. You know,
on do you think they made overblown in terms of what Michael was saying, or in terms of what
Kyle
was saying?
What Kyle was saying, because I think those type of conversations happen all the time. You know, when you're in the house.
Kyle was saying that repeatedly.
Yeah.
Well, the people who follow the live feeds did seem to take, or a good portion of them did seem to take issue with it.
Okay, well, fair enough. I didn't watch the live feeds, but I don't know. I would imagine if I was in the house and I was coming off the cookout season, I would definitely be thinking about it. I would definitely discuss it, in a way like Kyle was trying to bring up, but then he still got shut down. You know what I mean? So it didn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know if he's probably not going to win America's Favorite House guest at this rate.
I guess. I mean, I don't know. I don't blame him for thinking about it, but doesn't mean it was his end all be all strategy or anything like that.
Yeah. America's Favorite House guest. Number 1 pole position is Turner. Number 2 is still Taylor. And number 3 is probably Michael. Who'd you nominate if I was Terrence?
Yeah.
Well, shouldn't we say who we should pick first?
Well, yeah, you have to figure out who's on the side, who's Terrence have the option of nominating. I guess will be the first thing to figure out.
Let's say he can nominate anybody,
and we don't know if this will be a schoolyard pick. This might be some other thing.
Schoolyard pick.
They did say this
schoolyard pick.
This is you have evidence. 2 sources.
2 source evidence.
Yeah. Can I cite you? So okay, it is schoolyard pick. Okay, fine.
Who would Terrence want to put up?
He would want to put up Taylor, I think.
No.
But Taylor just put him up.
I think he would want to put up Monty and Joseph.
Because for all intents and purposes, people believe that Taylor actually was trying to get up Monty.
All right.
Do you agree? Do you think he'd put Monty and Joseph on the block? Terrence.
Yeah. And they would immediately squeal and say, no, this was a whole ploy.
Yeah. I think, definitely the people that he feel were lying to him. I feel like Joseph should be somebody he definitely should consider putting out.
Definitely Joseph.
Yeah.
He's not trusted, man. He needs to put up Joseph.
So if you're Michael, let's say you're Joseph and you go to Michael, you have to pick me first, because if you give Terrence the option of picking me, then he'll put me up. So I have to be on your side.
Tough.
If you're Michael, you would just tell him tough. But do you think Michael will care?
He's like, sorry, I already promised Kyle I'll take him.
Even if he didn't. Oh, the other thing in the episode too was after the whole nominations, and Taylor screamed at Kyle in the pantry too. I forgot about that.
They laughed at each other. They laughed at with each other, and then it's like, I can't believe you didn't use the veto. He's like, what the fuck?
I was just like cringe. This is cringe, Taylor.
I feel like the strategy for this season is just like chaotic. Like it's just like let's just do random shit, and then it'll throw people off, and it kind of is working, but it's going to eventually be like, what the hell is going on? You know,
There's always some good chaos theory, but you know,
I cannot wait until like we start getting jury house segments where people try these crack artists start trying to decipher what's going on in the game, and they have no clue what's going on whatsoever.
well, especially as Indy is the forewoman of the jury, who's going to start like, okay, so what happened?
I think Jasmine's played the best game.
I think Jasmine and Alyssa are playing the best game, and they're running the house. And I don't trust Taylor. And I love Joseph.
I love gold.
And I love gold.
I love horses.
Yeah.
I love horses. I love goat. Goat's my favorite color. I love horses. I do horseback riding whenever I have extra money because it's super expensive. But anyways.
All I hear is when she says "I love gold."
Yeah.
Goats. So
I love goat. Goat's my favorite color.
I love goats.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss Indy in the house and in the show. I know we'll get a few more times in the jurors and things like that, but
like okay, as much as Turner's like a good Big Brother player, guys, he's a terrible TV character. Like he's really bad at hosting. He's really bad in the DR for the most part. I find him to be kind of lackluster on the show. Like I don't feel like he's very, very involved in most of the things that are happening. He seems to always be on the side. I just don't see.
I like him as a Big Brother player. I like he seems insightful in some of the strategy sessions you see with the leftovers up in the HOH. But in terms of his hosting abilities, I give him like I don't know a C or he's fine. And then like his stuff, like I think his main personality is that he's irritated by Jasmine. That seems to be his like main thing on the show at the moment.
We missed his falling out with Jasmine this week, which is a shame.
Oh well, like Jasmine. Were they ever falled in with each other? I guess when they were besties.
Afterward. So Jasmine stated she was like asking for things for her birthday, and then she mentioned how she wanted a balloon, and she's wondering if she could release the balloon. And Turner spoke up and is like, "Can we think of another alternative? Because birds can choke on the plastic and try to eat the pop balloon." And what he didn't recognize is that the reason why Jasmine was saying that stuff was in tribute to her father, who shares the same birthday. And this is the first time where they're not together because he passed away. So she wanted to release a balloon for him. And when he said that, she got pissed. So pissed. Just stared at him and then walked off. Right.
Would you like if they put this in the show?
Yes. Any type of conflict like that. They even had a resolution, like a happy ending where they eventually did talk and they made up. But like, you want that kind of tension. Right?
Yeah. If only they had time in the episode to fit that in, Jaemeel. I don't know. They just couldn't fit it in. There was so much going on.
Very true.
We had to check in.
Had a lot of tattoos, Dave. So.
Yeah, we had to watch Terrence get the tattoos for half an hour,
which only was really good for one segment, and that was the butt first tattoo.
That was funny. That was funny. Like I don't mind putting it in the episode, but you can sum that up in a minute or two. It really riff on it again back at the actual meeting. They've done this before. It was just like, what if we did an hour-long eviction episode and we just spread it over 2 hours and we just like our editors basically get the night off. It was kind of a disappointment in that way. Okay. Did you all talk about the cookout thing? Yeah, we did a little bit. The fact that Kyle brought it up, that I tended, I think it's you were asking last night, are the Mormons the racist ones? Well, I don't know. Kyle's not helping the cause here. So we'll have to see how this all plays out long term. I understand why he's thinking it. But I also, the fact the way he looks at it and it's just kind of.
I think it's a lot of it's in his mind because the people he thinks are aligned together are not aligned together, which is kind of, it's like, dude, this isn't a thing. It isn't. The other side of the house want Monty gone, right? They're not teaming up, right? If Monty was up there, Jasmine, Indy, Terrence, they're taking their shot.
Yeah, but like Taylor wasn't going to do that. Like the whole thing with Kyle was that like he knew that Taylor, Monty, and Joseph were all working together, which means that they were more.
Taylor was willing to put up Monty and Joseph on the block.
Yeah, but they came up to the room and kind of like swayed her because she's a very swayable person.
She is.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Like, and so I feel like Kyle, probably, you're right. I agree. He was in his head. But at the same time, like he's looking at like, okay, these three people are kind of after me because they're trying to get Alyssa out now, so I can understand where he was coming from. To me, it made a lot of sense. The narrative was not confusing.
Yeah. So I think it's, even if that's what Kyle is even thinking about, it's the wrong sort of talking point to rally around. I think long term, it's not the same as saying, well, the girls are going to have the numbers, so therefore we have to, make sure that the guys. I think it's one of those things. It's a little, I think not the thing you're gonna like. Let's get all the non-colored people or whatever. Like
political slogan to go. Yes, yeah, I agree. But yeah, I understand like why Michael was and like they were weirded out by it. Yeah, for sure.
For sure. Like, we're part of that history when we made sure that the second cookout couldn't happen. Like,
right.
I don't think that's like your legacy or what you want your season to be about. Especially,
you also don't want to be the group that got smoked by the Cookout 2.0, right? Right after you don't want to fall to rock paper scissors twice in a row, right? In the championships, it makes you look dumb.
Yeah, and you should kind of think of all those different possibilities, like what alliances am I not seeing? If you kind of have, especially like what Kyle's going through this week is like he's not in the room for a lot of these conversations, and so he's with Alyssa, so like this whole thing with the he's out of the loop. I can understand why he's like doing this. And to me, like I understood Kyle's character throughout the episode.
Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else, guys? Is there any spoilers, Jaemeel? Or was that
no.
Nothing yet?
Nothing yet. Okay, well, it's after midnight, so I think we're gonna sign off. Thanks for being with us tonight. It was a late one. They could CBS, Viacom, whoever. Come on. This didn't need to be 2 hours tonight. Or if it was gonna be 2 hours, give us more.
Sorry.
What?
Sorry. Let's see. It seems that Showman. Oh wait, do we want to say this?
You have information.
Looks so. I think
if you have something, we'll spoiler warning it.
I'm trying to see I'm trying to see the information. I got I got two people I know where they are, but I don't know where everyone else is.
Breaking news
is happening now. So
you ready?
Want me to go ahead and say it?
All right, hold on. Spoiler warning, everybody. We're gonna find out what's happening. You don't want to know? Don't keep watching. All right.
You're in the situation room with Wolf Blitzer. Go ahead.
Kyle and Alyssa are in the same group.
Okay. I wonder if that's a coincidence or not. That's 2 votes. That's 2 potential votes, unless one of them's on the block, or both of them are on the block.
They're both of them on the block.
What side are they on? What side are they on?
Are they on the Michael side or are they on the Terrence side?
I don't think we have anything official yet. Like I hear,
So the only thing we know for sure is that Kyle and Alyssa are on the same.
It's from a person who leaks spoilers.
Okay, so it's one of those. It's not even like a fully.
But the person supposedly has been kind of consistent.
Is it that? I think I know the one you mean. I'm just gonna see if there's anything on Big Brother sites right now, but I doubt it. Right?
That could be pretty bad for them. Now, if I had my choice, I would have them separate. It would do like if I was Kyle, I would hope to be separate because right now they're not really dangerous separated, right? And
it's tempting to put them up together too, right?
It's so tempting, right? And
Jesus.
to make sure that
Kyle probably goes home, not Alyssa.
Yeah. Well, you have a chance to take a Kyle there.
if
Why
you're
not?
Terrence, yeah. If you're Michael,
I think is not going to take a shot at Melissa and Kyle. No, that would not be.
He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to do the first shot.
So if it's great for them if they're on the Michael side. If they're on the Terrence side, they're probably got a good chance of going up.
Michael, knowing Michael is going to win the veto and take one of them down.
You're right. Just to get it out. So, like, who ends up one side here is very important because Terrence and Michael are not aligned. The fact that the fact that this other side is going to be cut off for a week, guys, is really kind of going to be interesting to see how this plays out. And what the psychological effect of that is once they come back together. A whole week.
I think they should do this kind of thing more.
The last
Big
time
Brother
I can remember,
Australia would do it.
Yep.
Big Brother Canada, I remember there was like 2 people that got like evicted, but it was like a fake eviction, and then they lived in like a separate apartment where they could see inside the house for like a week, right?
So like Battle of the Idols with
right
with Sandra
Redemption Island.
And they're just watching Tribal Council.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see the spoilers to see how this week goes.
All right. Well, not much of a spoiler, to be fair. But
Well,
not
like I didn't want to give people information and then all of a sudden they're like, spoiler.
okay. So we did warn people.
Yes.
They've been warned. It's better to err on the side of caution. You're right. Okay. So no one was spoiled. We did lose half of our viewers, but it's okay. Because so Sunday, guys, we're gonna be back to talk about the actual, find out how this is played out. I think you're right; it is interesting. I'm curious to see how Michael, once this twist, you could see the gears turning as they were explaining this twist in Michael's brain, and that he's definitely going to make this work for him. It's like he gets to play Final Five before he actually gets to play Final Five.
Well, yeah, he's HOH. Of course, it's gonna work for him. He's gonna decide. Like.
Yeah. Well, I just think there's no way he was not going to win this HOH. If he's holding back in competitions at all, he didn't hold back in this one tonight.
No.
Right? Because he was like, no, I have to win this now. Sterling coming from Australia, saying happy birthday, Jeff.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, tell him he loves Big Brother Australia, Sterling.
Yeah,
and
Big Brother Australia is fantastic. It's a great product.
Well, maybe Sterling's going to audition for Big Brother Australia, and then he can.
That'd be great.
Sterling isn't a bogan, so he can definitely apply.
Right, he can be like, I'm Sterling, and I know guys from who cover Big Brother Canada and stuff like that. So where Sterling is.
Let me tell you all about these guys I know that play ball hockey.
The Super Mader brothers. Once he's a resident, he's got to get his permanent resident card.
Well, then he's in.
Yeah. Then he's Australian. There you go.
Sterling's Australian for Big Brother.
He's going to start Bachelor Australia.
Amanda loves everything Australian. She watches all the Australian shows. So,
yeah.
If you ever come visit, we're gonna, give you a ring.
Yeah, it's all the way down there, down under. They say
down under.
Guys, did you know we do other podcasts here too, though? We have Trivial Debates, a monthly show where we argue about movies, TV, sports, and more. Sterling, I don't know if you know this, But this Sunday, August 21st, which for you would probably be already the next day on the Monday, but this will be at 10 a.m. Eastern. We have Chris Murphy hosting the next edition with Jody Simpson, Davin Scalehorn, and Chris Seymour competing. They're going to talk about what science fiction ship could destroy the Death Star, and what's the best legal drama, what's the best punk band in the last 10 years. We've got some great debates coming up on this next edition of Trivial Debates. Check that out. Miss you all too. Miss you too, Sterling. It's been way too long. And that you should check out our next edition. Also, check out Live Long and Podcast, our Star Trek theme channel. We'll be back next Monday and Tuesday to cover our Monday Star Trek Enterprise. We're going to be talking about an episode over there. We're going through episode by episode. Also on Tuesdays, Star Trek's Deep Space Nine. We're talking about Empok Nor, going through again episode by episode. And next week, Star Trek Strange New Worlds comes back for season 3. We're going to get a panel together and we're going to be talking about that.
Lower Decks.
What did I call it? Strange New Worlds?
Yep.
It's midnight. It's after midnight. You gotta bear with me,
I know.
guys.
I understand. That's why I was just
Well, your guys' quality is taking a massive jump. I'm so impressed with the set. Thank you. Well, it was brick by brick, as they say. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sterling.
Thank you, Sterling. Yeah, Jeff's been working on that fence background for some time, and it's finally come together. So. I'll come into place. All right, guys. Sterling, good to hear from you, man. And I miss you too. All right, let's get out of here, guys, and call this an evening and go to bed. I don't have any sound clips specifically for tonight, so we'll go out on a classic, on our Miss Moonves, as they would say, for all of us here.
If you are a true festival aficionado, you know that the only way to really enjoy a festival is with a friend.
Happy birthday, Jeff.